Meantime, another shooting in Seattle's protest zone after deadly gunfire the night before. My next guest got a firsthand look at the so-called area known, so-called CHOP area, writing a New York Post story headline, "My terrifying 5-day stay inside Seattle's cop-free CHAZ." Andy No is the Post Millennial editor-at-large. He joins us now. Andy, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's get right to it. What did you see in those 5 terrifying days as you describe it?
I saw an experiment in anarchy and chaos, and in the absence of any authority, those who naturally rose to the top were those who were able to do it through brute force. So, as been reported in the past 2 weeks, there were marauding militias, essentially, and gangs of people who were armed with semi-automatic rifles going around patrolling in a way that was very intimidating and monitoring those who came in and out through their sophisticated communication systems, which involved walkie-talkies. And I think what was most disturbing to me, and which hasn't been discussed much, is some of the literature that they gave out, which included instructions on how to encrypt your communications so that security apparatus can't monitor you, and instructions on how to make bombs and how to kill law enforcement using homemade weapons.
Have you been able to verify that, to be clear, that this was their actual literature? You saw it firsthand, and they're saying kill law enforcement officers?
Not only, I mean, it's written everywhere in the graffiti, and they have tables handing out all this literature. So this is just some of it that I was physically handed when I was there undercover.
Now, we reported on the shootings over the weekend. You reported as well on a sexual assault. Do I have that right?
Yes, that's right. There actually was an arrest of a man who is accused of luring a deaf woman into a tent. There are many tents there, by the way, where who knows what happens inside, and he's been arrested and charged with for that sexual assault, attempted rape of that woman.
You say arrest, so the police do eventually get in. It just seems from the outside, you were on the inside, the police are not allowed in, but so then how did that person get arrested?
He was arrested after he left the zone physically. So police are instructed to actually stay away, and that actually connects to some of the deadly shooting that we had this weekend. There were 2 shootings back to back on Saturday as well as Sunday, and with the incident on early Saturday morning that was deadly, when police walked up to the border of it in the minutes after there was the shooting. You could see in some of the body cam footage that the crowd reacted violently and tried to physically block them from going in any further.
So they keep the police out. We've seen that some local businesses are hiring private security because they need somebody to try and protect them in their businesses. Some residents speaking out. One told KOMO News, you need to take responsibility, talking directly to the local leaders. Step in, enforce our city laws. We feel like we're being held hostage in our own neighborhood because city officials are not doing anything about the situation. How could a Democratic governor get away with at the beginning of this, Jay Inslee say, I don't really know much about this, and a Democratic mayor, as you know, say, maybe it'll be the summer of love?
Well, cities in the Pacific Northwest, like Seattle and Portland, have experienced essentially a coup in the local government where there is now a uniform far-left beliefs that where people on city council are either not just sympathetic but openly supportive of these anti-government causes, essentially. So you saw the mayor of Seattle coming out many times to do propaganda for this so-called autonomous zone by calling it a block party that could just become a summer of love. I mean, it's deadly now. So I hope people are waking up and realizing that this is not just. This is an area where there are businesses and people actually live there, tens of thousands of them.
Yeah, you've seen, as you say, local leaders, some of the media downplay it, not a big deal, going to be a block party. You went inside, actually did the reporting. It sounds a lot different. Andy, no, we appreciate you coming on. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Sandra?